welcome to the StarGazer
StarGazer
podcast. I'm Monty,
I'm Sydney.
and I just had to say it.
You said it. I specifically said not to.
I could have said anything.
No, I tried to stop you.
It had to be. You did. You did try to stop me. I could have said. I said what could possibly happen in a week, and it happened.
It happened.
It happened.
It fucking happened.
Well, of course it did. But we'll get to that in a bit. As of right now, if you're just joining, welcome back. If you're new here, we have a Patreon, we have a YouTube for archives of this thing, and we're eventually going to be doing music. But if you're returning, thank you for joining again. And as of right now, here's some news from the internet. You know Jack's Films, right? You've heard of him?
I've heard of him.
Yeah.
I've watched, I think, one video.
Apparently, by the way, Jack's Films, host and creator of Yai, Yesterday I Asked You, which honestly is way too many episodes, is possibly getting a new YouTube original series called Yai Time, a live game show with an interactive audience. Now, I was never a huge fan of Jack's Films.
I watched, one video? Two? I don't remember.
From my opinion, you've watched literally every possible thing he could do. There's not much. How did I put this? At some point, I was like, oh yeah, this is pretty cool, and then I found Your Grammar Sucks after watching 8 billion Yais. Your Grammar Sucks 100 came out, and at the end of it, he said, I have so many more things planned, and I'm not just talking about Yai. The very next day, the next video was a Yai, and it kept doing Yai. A month after that, there were maybe there was nothing new, absolutely nothing. So I said, all right, I'm done here. And since then, I've never really done anything. But apparently, he's getting a new show, so that's
thing.
That's its thing.
That's a thing. And people that are subscribed to Jack's Films, I guess you're excited, but other than that, I got nothing.
Whatever. I mean, it's news. We don't have to care for it.
That's
true.
It,
but it's still
Mr.
news.
Beast. You're not...
The guy that spends money like Jeff Bezos doesn't.
If Jeff Bezos spent money like Mr. Beast, the world would be a better place.
Yeah.
Anyways.
It'd re-stimulate the economy, I think.
It might help. But, yeah, he is doing his own YouTube Rewind for 2020. Mm-hmm. Haven't seen it yet, as I don't really watch YouTube Rewinds. The one time I watched a YouTube Rewind, I hated it.
Yeah.
So, that's...
Yeah, I do know that YouTube didn't do an official one. I don't remember if they did one for 2019, but I remember they sent out a tweet that was like, "Oh, because of Rewind, or because of the circumstances this year, we're not going to do Rewind, but we do want to let you know we still care, whatever."
It was either 19 or 18 that they did a YouTube Rewind that was everyone hated.
Yeah. Whatever the one was, I am so proud of this community. I do remember that meme spawning from it.
Casey Neistat talking about K-pop, that was weird.
Yeah. There was, I don't remember who it was, but someone did a musical for the 2020 Rewind.
Huh.
That I think it either had Mr. Beast in it or had someone playing Mr. Beast.
All right.
It was, but I didn't watch the Mr. Beast's Rewind yet, and I probably won't because I kind of don't care about the rewinds. But
I mean, I'm curious to see if any of the people that we've been watching since quarantine, which is all the Among Us streamers.
Yeah.
And
Among Us, Fall Guys.
Yeah.
What else happened last year? Unisonos
Memorimento.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Neither do I. Because I didn't actually watch them either.
I don't, whatever.
But, yeah, no, I think it's stuff like that. I'm going to say the joke, and I'm calling it a complete joke because I honestly don't care, on if we'll ever see what Corpse's face looks like, and I personally don't care.
Corpse?
Yeah, Corpse Husband.
I honestly don't know who that is.
Oh, he's an Among Us streamer that I watched with, Sykkuno and Valkyrie and all them.
All right.
And, yeah...
And all of them.
All of them. I don't remember. I have names. I'm terrible at names.
None of the names sounded familiar at all to me. Then again, I didn't know that Mr. Beast existed until he said, I just hit 25 million subscribers. And I said, huh?
But, yeah, no. Again, I'm saying this as a joke because I honestly don't care if Corpse ever shows his face or not. When he's comfortable, he'll do it. But it's a joke.
Yeah, like that one, I think it's Dubstep, the Marshmallow. Is that his name?
It's not Dubstep, but yeah, Marshmallow.
Whatever,
He's the DJ.
I remember a story, or not a story, but a joke someone said that they got to meet Marshmallow backstage at one of his concerts, and then he was like, can I see your face? So he slowly took off the helmet, and underneath it was just a smaller helmet.
Yeah, that sounds like Marshmallow.
Yeah. But, anyway, Vivzy Pop, creator of Has Been Hotel, the show with a way more red than you need to, announced a season 1 of Hell of a Boss. It will be released, the rest of the season will be released this year. Currently there's the episode 1 and 2, I think, right?
Yeah, you have episode 1, which is the pilot, and then episode 2.
No, we have the pilot, and then episode 1, which was the...
Is it?
The teacher.
Oh, wait.
And then episode 2, which was, Lululand?
I'm pulling it up. I don't...
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Sorry if we bonk the mic, but...
Yeah, I'm trying to not hit the mic or make a lot of noise as I type this, but you're going to probably hear the keys.
I think it was pilot back around when Has Been came out in Halloween of 2019, and then it was the teacher episode, and then Lululand.
Okay, yeah, so we have Hell of a Boss, the pilot, Murder Family, and then Lululand, yeah.
Both of which, in my opinion, I'm sure you would agree, great episodes, great story.
Love them. Love Luna.
Love Luna. Luna's
Need
great.
more Luna.
Need more Luna.
Need more Octavia.
Octavia.
She's just awesome. I love Octavia. I'm not her dad and Blitz. I'm still getting used to.
That's a whole thing. That's anyway. But the trailer for there's more coming this season. It was good. There was a card on it that was like more episodes and guts and murder and fuck, and at the bottom was just like, I'm so fucking drunk right now. It was like it was as if Viv was trying to be Blitz, trying to be drunk, and then ended up making a trailer for his own show. It was... I
mean, that's something Blitz would do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm surprised Viv did it, but But yeah, there's that for that excitement, which I'm actually quite excited about. Other than that, we also have Markiplier, who was the writer, director, and actor of The Heist with Markiplier, starting off this week with a sequel to The Heist, but also stating that he's not real. Yeah, he was never real.
He's taking a week off so he can write the sequel.
Hashtag Markiplier isn't real.
Yeah, Markiplier is not real. What was it? January 4th, I think the Monday, was Mark said, I'm taking this week off, but that's okay because I was never real in the first place. Then a couple days ago, Lixian, his editor, came out on the channel on a video, Lixian's confession, claiming that Mark wasn't real. He just one day he would receive anonymous emails and he would just start editing and send them out, and then they would just appear. And that was the whole thing. And then Rachel and, I'm blanking on the name, Marcus, did their confession. And
not even 15 minutes before the podcast.
Yeah, 10, 20 minutes ago.
Wade,
his friend, the Three Peens in a podcast. Wade,
posted his confession video saying
that Mark was
real.
And
that he was currently stating this out of his own free will.
And then in the background you hear a gun cock, and then he's like, I've known him for this many. He's looking over to the side like he's reading cards off camera. I've known him for this many. And then he tries to move his hands up, but he's tied to the chair. So he this many years. I've known him for many years, a long time, more years than I can count.
So that's a mess.
Yeah, we have till Monday.
We have till Monday to figure out what's going on with Markiplier.
Yeah. But until then, hashtag Markiplier isn't real.
Is going on.
Yeah. So
as of today, we also have Rooster
today.
Teeth releasing Dead Little Roosters, which is the third iteration of it.
Way back in, what was it, 2014, they did 10 Little Roosters.
And
then 2017, they did 11 Little Roosters.
So
which I think
be 12?
had, who was it?
Shouldn't it be 12 Little Roosters now instead of Dead Little Roosters? I mean...
Here's the thing, not to spoil any of it for those who haven't seen it and want to, or those who just want to see it yet, but part of it was He Who Shall Not Be Named. A big chunk of both of those series.
Or He Who Shall Not Be Named.
He Who Shall Not Be Named.
No! How are they... Oh, no wonder it's called Dead Little Roosters.
I don't think it has anything to do with that.
But he also...
I think it's like a revamping because of... They can't continue that story because of how involved he was.
Yeah, how he was. But what I'm saying is the reason it's called Dead Little Roosters is because he's dead.
He's not dead. He's just...
He's dead to them.
Dead to us. Dead to the community, probably. But also, they're the way the trailer made it look was they're doing it all in, like, different rooms of a mansion. Which I know exactly why they did that, because they were probably producing it most of last year, so they had to all be separate and distanced, which honestly is genius. But also, it's really easy because you just make a small room and then you decorate it or repaint it or whatever, and then you have it, and that's the whole series. That's really smart in my opinion.
I mean, they've been smart about the whole thing, even when they were doing the Extra Life. So.
But, yeah, the 10 Little Roosters... 11 Little Roosters, I think, ended with a teaser for the next one, but I'm sure that timeline, that continuation is just gone, which is fine.
Yeah, I'm not surprised.
But I do remember it ended with, I think, Hideo Kojima? It ended with one of the big video game people. Because it ended with like a Metal Gear Solid joke.
Snake.
And I think it was the guy... Yeah, that's Hideo Kojima, isn't it? Hang on.
I don't remember.
11 Little Roosters. I don't know.
I forgot Zach was in it.
Yeah, Zach was MI6 or something, because Gavin was the James Bond of the thing.
His nose would get him caught.
Williams, yeah. Casserole, Lawrence Sontag, Griffin Ramsey, Jack, Aaron Marquis. This is not easy.
That's not all of them, I don't think.
Ugh. But I'm just going to say, I'm probably wrong, that the final episode, Mission Critical,
Take what he's about to say with a grain of salt, because he's not sure.
Huge, enormous grain of salt. I have no clue if this is what it was, but I'm pretty sure the final episode was, whatever the episode was, the thing happened, everything ended, and then they have like a little meeting in some like abandoned warehouse, and I do remember now, it was definitely Jeremy was part of it, and maybe Lindsay? Jeremy and Lindsay were like sharing a communicator side, but it was a communicator thing that looked exactly like the one in Metal Gear Solid, where it's like,
what happens to No Spoils?
Snake. No, this is like post credits.
Oh, okay.
Crap. This is unrelated to the story, is what I'm saying. Apart from Jeremy and Lindsay weren't in either of them, or whatever it was.
Whatever, something like that.
And then on the other end is Hideo Kojima. I think. I don't remember, but whatever it was. No one cares. I'm sure they care, but like I don't know. I don't remember. I'm sure it's gonna be fine.
It'll be cool.
I'm probably gonna end up watching it later today. The new one, that is. But yeah. So that was that thing. And now to the thing I'm sure you all want to hear about.
Now to the bullshit.
World news. I swear, I went to like a lot of other news feeds, and I was like, is there anything else that happened this week? And I got maybe 3 stories total. One was like, lady kills her daughter with a set of pajama clothes or whatever. and then the other two
That's
I don't
just
even
a
remember.
tragedy.
Yeah, that's just sad.
That's just murder.
That's not really news. It's just like, oh hey, death. Moving on.
Cool. That's sad.
But yeah, world news. Trump supporters stormed the White House.
The Capitol building.
The Capitol building, and which just so we're on the same page, that is an act of terrorism. Those people are terrorists.
That can be considered an act of war too.
That could be considered an act of war.
And it's also a coup d'etat.
Coup d'etat.
They attempted a coup d'etat, but they didn't succeed because they didn't take over the government.
Which, I obviously know the explanation of a coup d'etat. Don't tell her. But for those who don't know, why don't you explain it?
A coup d'etat is when a group of people try and illegally take over a form of government, but they failed because they didn't actually take over a form of government.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Thank you for explaining that.
You don't know how much I want to hit him right now.
Here's a surprise. I actually didn't know that. Thank you for explaining it. It made a lot of sense. But
you don't know how, to our entire audience, you don't know how much I want to hit him right now.
Yeah. But this was also the first time that the Capitol building had been taken over since, the War of 1812.
War of 1812.
This isn't funny, but it's in a dark sense of humor. Anyway, but
I'm not entirely sure, because I remember hearing this in the news yesterday, but I'm pretty sure President-elect Joe Biden is now actually the President of the United States.
Grain of salt.
Grain of salt, because I don't know if the impeachment has already gone through as of right now, but I'm pretty sure it's at least being talked. They've been talking about it for like 2 days now, so I'm pretty sure it's going to go through at some point soon. But it's like, why are we trying to incite civil war?
Exactly. I was also talking about this with people at dinner the other day, and what was it? One of them, someone mentioned, I remember a week or so, or 2 weeks ago or something, on Twitter, Donald Trump tweeted something, and then they went and looked it up, and in the middle of December, or late December or something like that, he tweets, January 6th, see you in D.C.
Well, that's the thing, is everyone that was there that was a part of this riot to take over the Capitol building, wasn't from D.C.
Exactly. And they're grain of salt, you might be on one side, you might be on another, but here's the thing. People went to the Capitol building, stormed it, just broke windows, caused complete chaos and mayhem. They broke things. They were taking pictures of federal government official White House emails and computers and crap. They were destroying the place.
Someone took one of the podiums, and police were there, or the National Guard, I think it was there. See, wasn't it
trying to whichever branch
security
it was.
Or something?
Something like that. I think the National Guard was there too, or
Secret Service.
Whatever it was, were there. They had barriers up to make sure people wouldn't do anything stupid, and people were just moving the barriers, and things. It's like okay, 4 people died. One of them was shot and killed. The other 3 had medical issues, which is sad. But there's also people. There's people that are like, hey. At least they didn't burn down a Target. There are how many?
Well, he looks that
targets?
Up. This is something that I saw that kind of shocked me. Is someone had pointed out that I've been to anime conventions with better security. Now I don't know how many conventions you guys have gone to. I've gone to a lot of them, but most anime conventions you can figure out how to get in without a badge or a ticket or anything. So the fact that they're comparing this is just sad. And there's also the fact that people are pointing out the difference between our peaceful protests for Black Lives Matter versus this.
Exactly. You might have heard here or there that this entire series of events, whatever, this entire thing is racist, and you might be a little confused at that, whichever side you're on. The fact that none of the people who stormed this, who were participating in this, were people of color, and none that we've seen, at least. And they were calmly taken out and escorted out. They weren't forcibly shoved out. They weren't
tear
stomped
gas
to death. They weren't tear gas. There weren't any rubber bullets. There weren't any pepper spray or giant water hoses. They weren't shot because they were being aggressive. They were calmly walked out when everything was over.
Even though they were fighting and...
They were tearing apart a federal government building.
Yep.
And they were calmly asked to leave. And then people who go out and decide to say, hey, we are human and deserve, human rights, are shot with rubber bullets, are pepper sprayed in the face, are tear gassed, are stomped to death, are shot and killed. That's how this is racist.
Yep.
And back to the Target thing, they say people. First of all, me personally, if you heard about this and said, good, what they did was a good thing, or if you don't think they're terrorists, or you hear that someone calls them terrorists and you disagree with that, I personally do not want you here on this podcast. You can agree, or you could disagree, whatever, but that's not how this works.
These people are trying to incite civil war.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally what they're trying to do.
They are terrorists.
They are terrorists, and to be honest, as someone who used to live in the South, and I hated it down there, to be honest, and all of my friends still live down there, hate it down there, but they still fight what's called the War of Northern Aggression, because that's what they see it as. They don't see that they lost the original Civil War. They say that they're still fighting it. Mm. So, no, I don't agree with any of this. This is terrorism, and this is an act of civil war. Mm-hmm. If it wasn't for the fact that President Joe Biden is an actually intelligent human being, unlike the Cheeto, this probably would have erupted in civil war.
Yep. But, hey... They only completely destroyed the one and only government federal Capitol building, and at least they didn't burn down one of the 1,868 targets in the U.S.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, 1,000 as of 2020. That is.
And yet these people are just called protesters, and when we were tearing down Confederate statues.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What the fuck?
What a week.
What the fuck is wrong with our country?
This would have happened whether or not I said what could possibly happen in a week, but I'm really glad I said that because that makes it funny.
Why did you have to say it?
Yeah, because then people can be like, oh, it's no, who cares? Anyway.
Just why did you have to say it, Monty?
Yeah, I had to. That makes it content.
It makes it content, but
if you can record it, then it's content.
Oh my god.
Anywho, not to make light of the situation, but
I hate him.
Anyway, that's our man. Not even 20 minutes in, and we're still.
I hate him.
That's almost everything. Anyway, so on a lighter note. Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna say this just because I find it funny. To the people that know me, and most of you actually don't. I am a K-pop fan. Mm-hmm. And so I stick up with K-pop news, which right now we've got some interesting ones, is what I'll say. Yeah,
what's K-poppin' today?
There's so many stupid things.
Okay, listen. We have Sid, the K-pop
fan.
What would be called? Fan expert? I don't know.
I'm not an expert. I may be a multi-stan is what we get called, but I personally don't like the word stan because it's weird.
This is the K-pop portion of the podcast, by the way. If you want to tune out for like 5 minutes, feel free.
If you want to tune out for it, go for it. That's up to you.
If you're like me.
Monty doesn't know
me. I was
much.
What did you send? The other day you sent me a TikTok.
Yeah.
By the way, I don't use TikTok.
No, he doesn't.
I refuse to use it. whatever this this Captain Hook panic-inducing app is. You sent me a video and said, pick one for me, and there was a video.
The video stated, send this to one of your non-K-pop fans and have them pick a random guy, and that'll be your quote-unquote boyfriend, soulmate, whatever.
And there were 4 options.
Just
guess what I responded with. Did you guess 5? Because I said 5.
And then when I proceeded to tell him that is not a number,
I responded 7.
Yep. I was going...
Oh, I actually have your answer today.
Oh?
E.
I'm going to fight him.
There will one day on the podcast, years from now probably, you will all get a visual, actual fight between the two of us.
It's not really going to be a fight as much as it is going to be me tackling him out of his chair.
A boxing match, a one-sided boxing match.
Because he is a limp
with
noodle.
No ring. I'm a limp. No, my arm, like I'm Dipper Pines.
You're thinner than me.
Look at these noodle arms. I'm thinner and whiter. Anywho.
But
what a wonderful team.
Yeah, no. So one of the K-pop things that I've been seeing lately that has kind of been making me laugh, but is also weird because I'm personally not entirely sure if what's actually going on, and I have no business stating what's going on because I personally, it's up to the boys of the group, the members, on what's actually going on and if they tell us or not. But the members of GOT7 have been proving they deserve the name Meme 7.
Meme 7.
Oh, they've been memes. Bam Bam has been nicknamed Dab Dab for years.
Dab Dab!
Because he doesn't stop dabbing ever.
That's gonna be the thing that gets me into this.
Oh yeah, I'm
dab.
I'm probably gonna get him into this through Maraticon because
Somehow.
they're a mess
Somehow.
and they're just a bunch of memes.
It's never gonna happen.
I'm an attempt. Anyways. But GOT7 is a cool group. I personally genuinely love their music and everything. But there was an ongoing joke that I think started in like 2013, 2014-ish, really early on into their careers of I'm out, where they would say that, like, they would get done with someone's joke and just be like, I'm out, and then it'd be 2 out, 3 out, and continue until all 7 were gone. They started doing that on Twitter recently, considering I think their contracts under their entertainment company are done and they have to either re-sign or sign with somebody else. And there's just been tweets from Mark, Bam Bam, Yu-Gi-Oh! Yes, Dab Dab.
I'm trying to keep up.
Yu-Gi-Oh! And I think Young Jay, maybe Jin. I don't remember who all the tweets were.
As opposed to Old Jay?
I'm gonna hit you.
I'm genuinely asking.
I'm very much going to hit him.
I'm very much being completely sarcastic.
But I laughed really hard at Mark's because Mark is my bias, and he full on said, I'm out, hashtag bye bye bitches.
Hashtag bye bye bitches.
I laughed really, really hard at it. Can you actually pull up? I don't. Bitches, yeah. It was, I think, Bam Bam had also said JYP is dead or something. I don't remember.
Fuck you all. You didn't deserve GOT7 at all. Have fun with your bitches. Hashtag.
Bye bye bitches. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is free.
Yu-Gi-Oh! Is free.
Okay, let me. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, so.
I'm out. I'm 2 out. I'm 3 out. I'm 4
out. 4 out. Yeah. So this is what they had done. So it starts with Yu-Gi-Oh! Saying hashtag Yu-Gi-Oh! Is free. I'm out, and then Bam Bam or Dab Dab. 2 out. JYP. Hashtag JYP is over party. Then you have.
I'm 3 out. CYJ.
Young J. You have Young J saying. I can't read that. It's something.
It looks like China to Madre.
Let me see.
Chinga to Madre or something like that.
Oh yeah, I can't. Something weird, but I can't read it, and it's funny. And then you have Mark going 4 out, bye bye bitches. And
it's like like the first three, from what I can see, as of having no clue what this is, K-pop, as far as I can tell, whatever. It's like, oh, I'm out, and then my name is out. Then the second one is I'm out, their name is out. Then the third one's I'm out, hashtag my name is out. And then the fourth one's like, I'm out, fuck you.
I like to say that that's Mark in general because he's the only member from LA.
Nice.
So he's just like, screw you.
Nice.
Me and my friends have coined the term Mark is the LA fuckboy of the group.
LA fuckboy.
Yeah.
So he's male and from LA. Those are the prerequisites for that title.
Sure. Bam Bam is not really surprised. I am a little with this whole thing. It's fun and it's funny. I'm not going to say it's not. But again, the members have to... it's their decision whether they tell us what's going on for the future with them or not. Personally, if they feel like they want to be under somebody else, they can be under somebody else. Have fun. But we haven't heard from Jin Young or JB, and, like, JB's the leader, so I'm going to hold my breath about them leaving JYP until we know for sure. Mm-hmm. Because we don't. But yeah, that's basically what I've been seeing going on in K-pop right now, just because that was fucking hysterical. Mm-hmm.
I've been, to completely divert from your subject, not that I want to change it.
You do want to change it.
But that's not the point. Recently, I've been getting back into GTA Online. I don't know why. I just felt like it, but I started a new account again because I keep losing passwords and whatever. And online isn't for new players anymore. It's you get in, you start an account, you do if you need to do the intro, you do the intro, which has a skip button now, thankfully, because that took forever. I remember years ago when I tried that for the first time, it was terrible. But you get in, you start your thing, and then immediately you'll start getting calls. Like, you'll get one from Lester saying, we need to set up this heist. You'll get one from the casino lady, Mary or something? I don't know. You'll get one from the weapons coordinator that tells you to buy a bunker in a facility. You'll get one from Lamar to start the Lamar thing with the Benny's Original Motorworks stuff. You'll get one from Gerald, whatever you name him, so you could start doing actual missions. You get one from Simeon, so you could do the repo stuff, which still no one cares about. You keep getting these new things as you're starting out, and and you're like, oh, there's so much stuff to do. You go and start it, and then it's also now the Cayo Perico heist, the whole new DLC, which, by the way, completely new island. Mm-hmm. It's really cool. I haven't been there, but I've seen it. I've seen like cutscenes and whatever. Yeah. But it looks really cool. But all this new stuff, if you're a new player in GTA Online, it's not great. Like, imagine you go to LA. Mm-hmm. Imagine this. You go to LA. You're brand new. You just stepped out of the airport and got into the Uber. Okay. Immediately, you check your phone. You have 6 missed calls. And every single call is from an important person, so you could do something important. Like, one's a production studio. One is that someone, hey, we've heard about things you've done. We want to start a brand new clothing line for you. Another one saying, hey, we're a video game company. We'd like you to come in for some voice acting. And then there's all these things all happening at once. That's what GTA Online is right now for new players.
Oh, wow.
And also, if you're playing on PC, mm-hmm. you can be in the middle of doing all of this, and some prick with a mod, some modder pricks will come in and just you'll be customizing a car or selling stuff or going around doing whatever, and some dickhead will just trigger the cutscene of the plane leaving the airport going to Cayo Perico, and then you're just in Cayo Perico. You don't even get to choose. You can't stop the cutscene. You can't go back until you're done with the heist. You can't do the heist unless you have multiple people. It's a mess. It's a
what I'm hearing is GTA Online needs to fix its system.
Yeah. They need to do better with modders, which I know is a big ask, but like, if you have what purpose does it have apart from
Being a dick?
being a dick, and in certain cases, like, you want to get more money so you can start the things up faster. I understand that, but there's a little bit of fun in, playing the game. If you have $400 million and like every possible thing you could have, then there's no fun because you're done.
Yeah.
That's all you have, and then you go and do the heists, but you don't have any friends to do that with because none of your friends want to hang out with you because you screw up their game every time they join a lobby. But it's a little sad. There was one point I remember a while ago when the alien costumes came out.
Mm-hmm.
I think this was back during like the Area 51 raid.
Probably.
A couple of years ago. God, when was that?
Area 51 raid was
Area 51
the beginning of 2020? No. Beginning of 2019?
2019, I mean. September 2019.
Yeah.
Towards
Towards the beginning of 2020.
Yeah, people would get either purple or green alien morph suits, and then it was chaos. Because whichever side you were on, you had to fight the other side. And you had to pick a side. There was no in between. Thankfully, that's over.
GTA Online has always kind of been a free-for-all. Because GTA in general.
Oh, yeah.
So.
Just like real LA.
Yeah, kind of.
Not kind of, whatever. But, yeah. That was a good one. You recently applied for more classes, didn't you?
Yeah, God, I applied for classes at a new campus because I transferred colleges.
Yeah.
And so my year is consisting of a what was it, like a prereq course that I have to take because it's a new campus. I'm gonna call it welding because that's what it sounds like, because it's an intro into metals and it's an art class.
It's okay.
So I'm calling it a welding class.
Welding and sculpting is what it sounds like to
Yeah.
me. Art and metal.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds like welding.
There's an intro to theater.
Theater.
The theater.
Theater. Sa-ata-ana.
Gonna regret showing a peanut.
So where are we? In hell!
Please don't
Go
quote.
ahead, you were in
Stop
theater.
quoting Jeff
You were in
Dunham.
theater.
But so
Intro to
theater, the theater, and also an equestrian class.
Okay.
So I get to deal with horses because I haven't ridden horses in a very long time, and I would like to get back into doing that.
Hey, that's pretty cool.
Flop.
Yeah, I got flipped.
I almost hit him with a blanket.
Yeah. So theater sounds pretty cool.
Theater sounds like fun.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't want to do Romeo and Juliet.
You're probably gonna end up doing Romeo and Juliet.
I don't want to do Romeo and Juliet.
Let's put it this way.
I will do any other play from Shakespeare outside of Romeo and Juliet.
Let's put it this way. In that class, there is like a 0 to 1% chance that you will escape Shakespeare.
I don't care about escaping Shakespeare. I care about escaping Romeo and Juliet.
I know. Romeo and Juliet, honestly, I never took a theater class. I was in theater, but I never took a theater class. I'd say it's probably 50-50 for Romeo and Juliet.
You'll get a message from me in like a month of just screams.
I'll get a message that just says fuck in all caps, and I'll go, huh? And you'll go, Romeo and Juliet, and I'll go, oh, I remember now. That's what's gonna end up happening.
But yeah, the equestrian class is technically just a prerequisite to be in the equestrian club, so I can ride the horses and take care of them and everything.
Cool. That's at a college?
Yeah.
Cool.
Again, welding. It's literally what it sounds like, welding. There's no real description, but yeah, it just sounds like welding, and it's cool. But again, the theater class, I'm not too concerned with because it's both an online and an in-person class, so I don't think we'll be doing plays. Mm-hmm. Hopefully.
Yeah, I don't think a theater class will have you doing plays. If there's a theater at that college, you're probably gonna end up being in it a decent amount of time.
Yeah.
And you're probably gonna end up doing acting.
Yeah.
For the class, but I seriously doubt you're going to be doing any plays.
I doubt it.
If you do enjoy it, the theater class, I would recommend seeing if there is a theater club or an improv club or a
I'm probably
thespians
going
troupe or whatever.
I'm probably going to. I was also just gonna check and see if there was an anime club too, because god damn it, I built one at the campus we met at.
Yeah.
I don't want to make another one.
Yeah. It'd be fun to just join and then you just slowly take over.
I wouldn't take over unless I have to.
Unless I have to. That is exactly what I expected you to say. I wouldn't take over unless I have to. Just quietly and silently, very subtly, you're just like, hey, what if I hosted this meeting for the next...
Like, do you need help? I'll help you.
Do you need help? I'll help. Do you not need help? I'll still help.
I hope and pray I don't do again become a part of student government, because I did that.
Just don't hang out where student government hangs out.
I didn't know student government hung out.
Because you hang out. Okay, last college. Well,
last time we were on campus.
Last time we were on campus. This one decides to go, hey, I'm going to hang out in the exact same spot that student government hangs out.
Okay.
And then you just became part of student government.
Okay. I didn't know student government hung out there. I hung out there because you were there working.
Okay, that's fair.
It wasn't
I would
until...
be there basically every day.
I'm going to give him a fake name / a nickname I call him. It wasn't until Beaker came around the corner asking for us to listen to his speech that I even knew student government was in there.
Yeah. It's not like student government would come in and be like, eat it every week.
No.
That was really funny. But, yeah. Speaking of work, since... middle of November or something? Whenever that other Rona spike came around.
Yeah, I think it was after...
Whenever that was.
Yeah, middle of November, early December?
About a day. Like, a day after that happened. It was definitely before December. But whatever it was. About a day after that, I went into work, and we were expecting 100... plus maybe 90 at the minimum orders. 80 of them had canceled, and throughout the day, as we were putting the other 5 or 10 together, people would call in and cancel the next order, and we kept having to cancel. We ended up that week 0 orders, and the week after that, my boss said, hey, you don't really need to come in, there's nothing to do. And until this week, this Monday, I had not been back to that place. Since then, I've been looking everywhere for another job so I could get something. I don't think I'm technically unemployed because I still work there.
You still have a job. You just have...
I have a job. It's just the fact that there's no work.
Yeah.
So they don't need anybody to come in. But the whole week I've been there, we've been cleaning up, we've been taking inventory, and no one has come in. Any orders we've had, people have called in and said, oh, this person from the party has COVID and we have to cancel, or, oh, hey, we're canceling because we're afraid of something or whatever. Everything's getting canceled, inventory keeps getting taken. No one... There were maybe 2 walk-ins on Monday. Mm-hmm. And then Wednesday and Thursday had nothing. And that's pretty much all we've had.
I'm going to reiterate this just because I can. If people had taken COVID more seriously early on, we wouldn't be dealing with this.
And I haven't heard anybody recently saying, oh, 2020's over, COVID's over too.
Well, thank God I haven't
isn't
heard
how
that.
it works. Not at all how it works.
No.
But I'm glad I haven't seen anybody actually perceive it like that. I'm sure people are thinking, oh, it's a new year, things are going to get better, but that's not... It was the 5th? What day was it that the thing happened? When?
I think it was Wednesday? The 6th?
Stormed. No, it was January 6th.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Not like we said it 9 times. Yeah. But, yeah. The work had been... things have been going... Whatever. we've hit a lull in the conversation. I feel.
Well, I don't know what you want me to say because it's
I don't know. There wasn't much to talk about this week apart from the thing that we already talked about, and we're done talking about it.
Well, yeah.
You got your temps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I finally got my permit so I can learn how to drive.
Yeah. You're like what, 27?
I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah, I know. You are. Don't tell me. 20 right now. You are 21. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna die as soon as this podcast hits end. I am dead, and there will be no more. There will be no more Monty. That will be the end of it.
I'm not gonna kill him before you all call the police.
Yes. But yeah, you got your temps.
Yeah.
So how's that going?
My brother took me driving twice already, and I'm getting better at it. Better for the feel of the car. The first time was kind of nerve-wracking, but it's the first time behind the wheel of a car. What do you expect?
I was the same way. I was 15 and a half because that's the earliest you could possibly do it. And my mom was like, you need to do it. And I was like, okay, fine.
Yeah, no, see, my mom never pushed me to get behind the wheel of the car. And by the time I was ready to get behind the wheel of the car, my older siblings were already out of the house, so they couldn't teach me. And my mom is terrible. It cannot be in the wheel of a passenger seat within someone who doesn't know how to drive. So I had no one to teach me.
I had a friend. I don't remember who. And I'm not saying that because I don't want to name him. I honestly don't remember which friend this was. But I had a friend who was driving their parents' car before they were 10. They would just like their parents would just be like, drive from here to here, like, or like the end of the driveway, or drive around the street or something, or in this parking lot or whatever. And so by the time they got their temps, they went through the physical test and got like a perfect score or whatever.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
I will say this though, for taking the written test, my God, some of those fucking answers.
Yeah, the question.
Questions.
I remember one question that was like, when it's raining, how fast should you be driving? And the options were like 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour, 10 miles an hour, and as fast as is safe. And I sat there and I said, there's no way that's not the answer. Even if I'm dumb, there's no way I'm not gonna, I have to pick that.
Oh, see, they changed that question. So it's no longer what's the safest speed limit to be driving at if it's raining. They changed it to if it's raining and you have to stop. What conditions can you not control? And I'm like, one of the answers was literally the reaction of the driver, weather conditions, the brakes, and all of that. I'm like, that one. The one that has the most frigging detail is obviously the answer.
Yeah. There was, oh God, I remember back into when I was taking driving school. I did the the in-car driving stuff. We were in a parking lot for about 5 minutes, and then the instructor was just like, you feel, is it going all right? You doing whatever? And I'm like, yeah, I guess I'm pretty okay. And he's like, cool, get on the highway. And I went, oh, great. And then I don't think we got on the highway. We went from whatever the parking lot was over around like a church, I think. And then we went up to the highway. And we were on the highway for about 3.5 hours. And by the time we got back to wherever we were, it was, all right, you did pretty good. And then later that week, I had found out that he sent an email to my mom that said, too nervous on the road, would not recommend a full driving exam. And then the next week, I went to the exam and got 100.
Wow.
Which I'm pretty sure was the highest score. There were 2 sections, both of them were 100. And I said, take that, motherfucker.
Again, the written exam wasn't too bad. This was on the practice exam, too. This was on both tests, but there's a practice test you can take online that's really funny. But for where we live, and I'm not stating what state we live in or anything, But
we live on Earth.
We live on Earth. Well, you
Probably.
can clearly tell we live in the United States, but we're not telling you what state, unless we did last episode.
We live in a United State.
I don't remember if we said last episode.
Who cares?
What state we're in, but whatever. But on our test,
We're in Delmarva.
I'm gonna hurt him. On our test, there's a question of if you hit a deer and it dies, what do you do? And now most people would say you just keep driving.
You keep driving. You report it or something. I don't know.
The
correct answer.
The correct answer, and I only clicked this because I thought it was funny, is you have to report the collision, otherwise you can't take the meat.
Let that sink in, audience, for a moment. If you hit a deer, that makes it your property. Unless you don't report it to the police. I'm now imagining a hunter just in his dirty ass old 1970 whatever Ford pickup truck or whatever. Mm-hmm. And he's got his hunting gear on, he's got a hat, he's just like, oh, I'm waiting to hit a deer. Like, that's how he hunts.
Can we just talk about, real quick, go back to Rooster Teeth and talk about Jeff. Every deer he's hit...
Jeff Ramsey, yes.
Belonged to him!
Belonged to him. What was it? There were 4... Whatever podcast that was, he was like, I thought of another story. It was... He once hit a deer...
He once hit a deer.
And went to go line it back up to run it over and kill it. And as he hit the gas to go, as he lined it up, he hit the gas to go kill it. It got up, ran away. And then another deer jumped out in front of him. So he had to do that again. But then another time, I don't remember what the other stories
As Michael
were.
said, if you ever hit me, don't come back.
Sid, if you ever hit me with your car, don't come back for me.
I'll just report it.
You'll just report it and then you'll take the meat. That's... God. Report it and take the meat.
I can't believe that here. Or the other one was, how old legally do you have to be to ride in the bed of a pickup truck? Mm-hmm. Now, in most states, that is illegal to do in general.
Pretty illegal. Definitely illegal without seatbelts, but no one cares.
But here, the traffic laws state that you can ride in the back of a pickup truck as long as you're 16, and there are seatbelts. You want to know how many people we know have ridden in the back of a pickup without seatbelts?
Yeah, probably. Too many.
There are some questions on these tests that are really funny. Like, one of the ones was, why is the sign yellow on the back? And I'm like, it's caution. It's the color of caution. That's what it's known as.
Yeah, yellow I think is meant to be yield, not the yield sign. Yellow.
The yellow background on all signs are literally meant for caution. That's literally the answer.
Okay, but now I'm a little confused because I'm thinking a stop sign's red, stop.
Yeah.
At a traffic light, red is stop. Mm-hmm. At a traffic light, yellow is yield.
So
it's
slow down and proceed with caution is technically what it means.
Proceed with caution.
Yeah.
Yield.
Yeah.
They basically mean the same thing. So why is a yield sign also red?
I don't know. Some of them are yellow. I've seen yellow ones.
Yield sign. I remember a story. Someone, okay, I guess there are some yellow, some red. Someone's dad was teaching them how to drive, and they told them a false fact of, if stop lines have a white border, they're optional. So, fun fact, the design of stop signs are red octagon with a white border. So every stop sign is optional. That's not true. Don't quote me on that.
That is not true. Do not do that.
That is a not true fact. But it was a joke because that person went over. They just went through the stop sign. Cop pulled him over, and the dad was laughing his ass off.
Here's my thing, and I'm gonna say this, and this may have happened a few times, but I've never actually heard it. But one of the questions on the test was about railroad tracks. Mm-hmm. What do you do if your car gets stuck on the railroad tracks after the bars have already come down.
You exit the car.
You exit the car and run for your fucking life.
Run for your fucking life. You don't run down the track away from the train. You run away from the tracks. You don't pull whatever the movie was.
But one of the
Prometheus.
One of the fake answers on it was you sit in the car and call the cops or call your insurance.
Hey, insurance, I'm about to die. Also, my car's about to be totaled, and I probably have to pay off some train engine for whatever. Anyway, I'm just letting you know this. I have about 4 seconds. Thanks, bye. And then you get hit by the train.
Yeah, but my thing is here, again, if your car if it's a manual and it stalls and you can't get it off the tracks, get the fuck out of the car.
Yeah, get out of the car, get away.
But in most cases, most cars nowadays are automatic. How the hell did you get stuck on the train tracks as the bars were coming down?
Oh crap, what was it? There was a little more to it though, where you get out of your car, you get away from the tracks, and then run opposite the direction the train is going, so the car doesn't come out and hit you.
Yeah, so the shrapnel doesn't hit you, which meant to run the same way as the train, not the opposite way, because it comes backwards.
No, you run the opposite way of the train. You run towards the train and keep going in the opposite direction. So like the train is going north, and you get stuck. The train is coming north, about to hit you. You can't move the car. Get out of the car. Get away from the tracks, and then run south. Still far away from the tracks.
Yeah. Or you could just do what most people do that I see, because most train tracks are near buildings. Get out of the car, run into one of the nearest buildings, and wait.
Yeah. That was... I remember one of my mom's friends, or relatives or something like that.
Okay, here's one this one I technically got wrong, and I was very confused on how I got it wrong. But it said, if you are over 18, but you have people in the car with you, does everyone have to wear a seatbelt? And I'm like, yes. I literally put the driver and all passengers have to wear a seatbelt. That was wrong.
Okay. Something's wrong with our system. Something is wrong. It is unlawful. This is the driver safety portion of the podcast. It is unlawful to not wear a seatbelt while you're in a moving vehicle. If you don't have one, get somewhere in the car that has a seatbelt. If there isn't another place in the car that has a seatbelt, don't ride.
I will state this, though, and this is sad. This is true, and this is what I've heard from actual police officers, too. If there are more... if your car sits 5 people and you have 6 people in the car and one of them's on the ground, that technically counts. They don't have a seatbelt, but it counts.
That I have heard.
It counts because they're literally sitting on somebody's feet in between their legs and a seat, so they're there's no moving.
Unsafe, unrecommended, but... legal.
It's legal.
It's
weird.
I'd probably do it.
I've done it.
Excuse me.
I've had in a car that is meant to sit 5 people, and we had 5 people in the car, and we were picking somebody up, and we were going to a con. It wound up with there were 7 people in this car. There were 4 seatbelts. 2 were in the front, 2 were in the back.
Let me guess. The hump didn't have a seatbelt.
Didn't have a seatbelt. No.
The hump is the middle in the back seat.
The middle did not have a seat. Did not have a seatbelt.
Yeah.
And so what I did, because I didn't want my friends to be uncomfortable, because I was sitting in the middle for some reason, because the other 2 people next to me were taller than me. I put my feet up, so I was sitting crisscross applesauce, lotus, whatever you want to call it. But I had my legs up so that the 2 sitting on the ground could stretch their legs out. But then what we did, because we did wind up getting pulled over, because we had blankets on us and things, because it was cold, we just threw the blanket over the 2 in the back and just said it was more luggage.
Yep, it's just stuff. There's no living, breathing humans back there.
Because we literally said we were going to a con, we were going to a convention, and the police officers were like, okay, fine.
Alright, sure, whatever.
They didn't even ask, most of the time when you get pulled over, they ask everyone for their IDs, and me and my friends were getting, the ones in the back were getting our IDs out, and the police officer was like, no, I just need the ID for the person in the front, the driver. That's it. And we were like, huh?
I had a friend, not to divert from your story, but I just remembered, I had a friend once who was driving home late at night, and they got pulled over, and he he had someone in the passenger seat. Neither of them were wearing seatbelts. And the cop comes over and does probably a random check, but more likely it's
he was swerving.
It was an older car, which probably indicated because it was also coming from the high school. It was like, minor, maybe we'll check on that because it's late and past curfew or whatever.
Yeah.
So, and this was years ago. They roll down the window and they're like, license and registration or whatever. And then the friend who was the driver recognized the cop because it was their other friend's like dad or something, or uncle or whatever, and they were like, "Oh hey, I'm this person's friend," and then they went, "Oh hey, it's good to see you," and the friend, the driver, didn't get a fine, but the passenger got a fine because they also weren't wearing a seatbelt. But it's funny because neither was the driver.
Yeah. That's hysterical. I've sadly enough to say it, I've done like multiple dumb things on road trips because me and my family used to take road trips a lot when we were kids. When me and my brothers were kids, and we had an Explorer. We called it an Exploder.
Explode.
But we had a Ford Explorer, and most Explorers, from what I understand, the back seat, there's no like wall or anything from the back seat and the trunk. So you can climb over the back seat into the trunk.
Okay.
So me, my mom, my two older brothers we were going from New York to Pennsylvania to see my grandmother for Christmas. It was winter. And I had said screw it because I was tired and climbed my happy ass over the back seat into the trunk and made myself a bed.
With what? With like a suitcase or something?
With blankets on top of a couple of suitcases. I had a travel pillow. Made myself a bed.
Nice.
Then proceeded to wake up 2 hours later to my brother going, get in the seat. Mom just hit ice and almost crashed the car.
Oh, Jesus.
And I was like, fine.
That is... Okay.
So I got in the seat. Which, funny enough, I fell back asleep then on my brother's lap with the seatbelt on and everything. And... somebody ahead of us had apparently like stopped short or something, and then the person in front of us had stopped short, but they had hit ice, so they started skidding. And my mom wound up getting she actually wound up getting hit, so we were spinning across 4 lanes of traffic.
Jesus!
All going 80 miles an hour.
Oh God, that's wow.
So we wound up luckily not getting hit and wound up in a ditch. But me and my brother, who were both asleep in the back, woke up and noticed we were in a ditch and went, what the hell happened? Luckily, Explorers are 4-wheel drive cars, so my mom was able to get us out of the ditch, but still.
Yeah.
My brother Zach, who was in the front seat with my mom, was holding the dash and I was like, okay.
Yeah. God, that's I don't think I've ever had an experience that bad. I do remember,
well, there's the one friend that ran into a cornfield.
Yeah, but we're not going to talk about that. Don't do it.
I'm not doing it.
Real quick, talk about how Midwesterners are so stubborn to get on a plane that they will drive 9 hours in either direction to get somewhere. My dad was Midwesterner, and 9-hour drive to DC almost every year, because that's where our uncle was. We go visit him every year. 9 hours both ways. If there wasn't traffic, we would leave at 3 a.m. every year, whatever day it was that we decided to do it.
Well, here's a fun fact for you. Every year, especially when I lived in Florida, we would come up from Florida to Tennessee. That is a 12-hour drive.
Florida to Tennessee. That's...
Both ways.
Oh, Jesus.
We would do this every year.
Oof.
And mind you, I've also, when it comes to road trips, because when we moved from New York to where we live now, we drove from New York to here, to Florida.
Jesus. That's a lot.
Hence why whenever you and person asleep upstairs, talk about taking, like, little day trips to, like, Cleveland, to cities or something.
Mm-hmm.
I don't personally care because I've been in longer road trips, so I'll be fine.
Mm-hmm. I've always wanted to get, like...
But also, speaking about stubborn Midwesterners, you don't want to get on a plane to Austin. You said, fuck that!
Yeah, fuck planes. Planes suck. They charge you straight out the ass, and then they say, here, sit in a crappy, gum-stained, coffee-stained, smoke-smelly, no legroom seat for, like, 5 hours, while we give you, like, a 4-point interchange between 9 different airports, and then eventually we'll get you to Texas. And it's like, just drive. It's your own car. It's comfortable. You could stop along the way to get whatever you want. If you're hungry, you stop to get food. Airplane, you can't do that. You say, hey, can I get... You don't do that. They run out of food. Oh, sorry. Gotta wait till we land. You have to share a bathroom with however many people are on that plane. If you're in a car, you just stop on the side of the highway and piss into a field.
You can do that, or you can stop at a gas station.
Or you stop at a gas station. So you're proving my point even further.
Here's my thing. What are you gonna do when you visit me in Japan?
Swim. I'm gonna fucking swim.
You're gonna fucking die before you even make it.
No, I'm swimming.
Anywhere near
eventually,
Japan.
Eventually, there will be... I'm certain of this. I'm almost 100% certain that this will eventually happen. There will be a highway built between Alaska and the eastern side of Russia. Those really close 2 points. Are you
talking about the land bridge that doesn't exist anymore?
Yes, I'm convinced there will be a highway built across that divide.
My God.
It's not...
Japan is an island. Even if you did do that, you would still have to take a boat or something.
You're right. I'll take the equivalent of like a Scotland ferry from South Korea.
No.
Hold on, where is it? My scroll button's not working.
Most likely China.
It can work from South Korea or China, or whatever country that is.
This is China or Mongolia.
That's
technically.
not China. That's definitely not China. China's the big one.
Mongolia, yeah.
I'm looking from this thing. There's a divide here. Hang on. This is the broken mouse wheel trying to find out the name of a country portion of the podcast.
I'm pretty sure this
Jesus
is Russia.
Christ. Is this still Russia? I can't even tell.
Yeah, it's
Either way, whatever country that is, I was thinking
Pretty sure
South Korea because that's right next to...
Yeah. Okay, it's right next to Fukuoka, yeah, so you
Either
could
way.
travel, then you'd have to travel from Fukuoka up to Osaka and to Tokyo.
That's a ferry trip. That's a ferry trip or like a 30-minute plane ride. 30-minute plane ride is fine because then you could just get like a prop plane or something.
But see, the dividing line that you're seeing here is Mongolia. This is Mongolia. This is part of Mongolia.
Okay. That is part of Mongolia.
And then the rest of this is Russia.
But yeah, the rest of that's Russia. But I'm also looking at the...
Yeah, there used to be a land bridge here.
I know there used to be a land bridge there. I'm saying you build a highway that's just over 20 miles.
Yeah, because
and also
there's
has
a little tiny island.
Yeah, there's
right
a little
there.
tiny island right there in between. So 10 miles ish.
So we
on
go
either
from
side, you get a big island in the middle.
So you go from Wales,
Alaska
to
Naukon. That's Russian. I can't
Russia
pronounce that.
to something Russia.
But in between is Diomede, some island.
A very tiny island.
I'm pretty sure is also already part of Alaska anyway.
I think it's a mix between America and Russia, to be honest.
It doesn't really matter. We're basically the same country. It's
but
just
still,
different ideals.
You do realize, not he shall not be named, Loverboy upstairs is going to drag you on a plane to come and see me in Japan. You do realize that, right?
No, we're going to swim.
You do realize he will he will drug you and drag you on a plane.
Yeah, I'm aware, but I'm not going to get on a plane for 19 hours. I'm going to get on a plane for 30 minutes at max. Maybe 2 hours if I'm feeling pretty decent that day.
Okay, because I'm curious now. I'm stealing this real quick.
All right, go ahead and take that.
How long is a flight from Alaska to Japan?
How long is it from Alaska to Japan? Why would you drive up to Alaska, through Canada, up to Alaska, cross the superhighway into, I don't remember the name of the other town, into Russia, and then you drive down through the commies country.
Stop!
Sorry, I wanted to.
Okay.
Anyway.
Okay, if you were go from Alaska to Japan, it's only 7 hours.
7 hours. That's way too long.
Okay.
Actually, no. You know what? I do it. Hang on. What's a flight from here to Japan?
13 hours.
13 hours. I can't sleep that long.
You can't, because I can.
We drive to L.A.
Okay, let me see about that.
Or we get like a house in L.A. or something. That can't be that long. It's probably even less probably even less. LAX to...
From LAX to Japan is...
11 hours. I can probably sleep that long. If not, I'll sleep for as long as I can, and then the last hour,
Oh, wow, it's actually... Wow! It's less... You remember how much our tickets cost to go to Austin?
To go to Austin?
A nonstop
like $400,
flight
wasn't it?
from LA
Jesus
to Tokyo
Christ.
is less than our tickets to Austin cost.
That's garbage. That's
I
crap.
hate this country.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not fun.
I want to see how much from here it costs. I'm
This-
going to find out at some point because I'm going to study in Japan.
We are now entering the seeing how
Yeah,
much
yeah,
plane
look.
tickets are.
Look at that!
$468. That's... How is it less?
To
How does
travel
it cost
out...
less to travel further?
How does it cost less to travel outside of the country
Is
than it does inside of the country?
Yeah.
To make you...
It costs less to travel from a far end to like halfway around the world than it does to fly from one point of the country to the other side of the country.
To make our viewers understand, my ticket, mind you, he bought his tickets with a friend of his, so his was more than mine.
I don't even know if those tickets are renewed or if we canceled them. Cause
I canceled mine and got the money back.
I don't remember what we ended up doing with it.
But
with mine.
Anyways, but my ticket itself, which is a nonstop flight from where I currently live to Austin, Texas. Mind you, that drive is what, 4 or 5 hours or something?
From here to Austin?
Yeah.
Somewhere between like 4 and 6, I guess.
Yeah, something like that.
If I'd have to guess. Probably not far.
Not far. And it was a 3-hour flight at most because I got a nonstop flight that
Yeah.
didn't have any layovers. That thing cost me almost $1,500. A flight from where I currently live with one layover to Japan costs $400. What the hell?
God damn it, I love this country so much.
I don't.
I'm being sarcastic.
I know.
Let me know that.
Actually, I want to look on maps how, like, driving-wise, how...
Yeah, how far is here to Austin?
Yeah. Maps.
In the meantime, while you're doing that, I think I wanted to say a bit ago, but I couldn't find a good
What is...
tangent point. What?
Here, I'll just click it. Doink.
Yeah. What I wanted to say a bit ago was, traffic lights, like legally, I don't know a good word for it, between the green shifting to yellow and then yellow shifting to red and then the other side of the street shifting to green.
Okay.
That has to be 5 seconds long if it's shorter. Contact someone.
A 4-hour flight is what it is from where we currently live to Austin.
Yeah.
And it's a 16-hour drive.
16? That's a lot more than 4 to 6.
Yeah. To be
Putting
honest...
words in my mouth.
To be honest, you could probably make that a lot faster than it says.
Oh, yeah.
You can...
Oh, yeah, easily.
You can make a lot better time.
I could make a lot better time, and a human could make a lot better time.
Yeah.
That's Google saying, hey, blah, blah, blah. And then I go, oh, well, here's the thing. And then Google goes, oh, you're good. Whatever.
But yeah, no,
so it's probably more like...
But still.
We'd still want to wake up like...
Uh-huh.
5.
Yeah, you still want to get up early.
Really early so you can make sure you leave early enough.
So you don't deal with freaking, rush hour.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna end up dealing with Rush Hour at some point anyway, because we'll be on the road during
Rush Hour.
During Jackie Chan and whoever the other guy was in that movie.
Yeah.
I honestly don't remember his name.
But still, our tickets together, because there were 3 tickets for flights that were 4 hours, maybe more, were almost $4,000.
Yeah. Combined total getting there.
Yeah.
Not even to pay for entry.
Yep.
Not even to pay for...
Because we were going for RTX.
Yeah, we were going... Spoiler alert. We were going for RTX, which I hope so much that it happens this year.
Hopefully.
I understand if it doesn't, but I really want it to happen.
Yeah. Anyways.
But not accounting for the tickets to get in, not accounting for...
food.
A hotel. Accounting for food. Mm-hmm. Not accounting for putting together the cosplays.
The shit we're also going to buy while at the con.
And shit while we're buying at the con. Just to get there. From
$4,000.
Point A to point B. $4,000. That is completely ridiculous.
And again...
You get a car? That's like...
And again...
500 max, probably.
To emphasize, a flight to Japan for 3 people as of right now will cost you less... than $2,000 versus $4,000 to go to Austin?
Yeah. It's nuts. It's shit's fucking legumes.
What the fuck? It's all I have to say.
Yeah. It's pretty much sums up everything ever. What the fuck?
Ugh.
Ugh. Anyway.
Yeah, that was a tangent and a half, but I needed to go off on it.
Tangent and a quarter. Little tangent and 3/4.
Meh.
A little bit more. But I think it's a good time to wrap up. We haven't got a full 90, but I think it's a pretty good closing.
It's okay. We'll get there at some point.
Yeah, we'll whatever. Thank you very much for tuning in. Stay updated. Stay in touch. Donate if you want. Patreon, YouTube, Twitter. We're here live on Twitch every Friday at 1 Central. Not that. That's not right. 12 Central, 1 Eastern. I don't remember what Pacific time is.
No, you don't.
Nope, not even close. But thank you for watching. Bye-bye.